Hello, hello, hello. This is Sir David the Bard. I'm coming to you from Ojai, California, and I just wanted you to know that there's a lot of orange trees here, and I'm hiding under the orange trees, and in fact I'm up in one with the computer, so the Danites can't find me. Anyway, I've been quiet about my older daughter, Abigail, now 15, being a lesbian. And it hasn't been because I'm ashamed of that. It hasn't been because I don't want to talk about it. It's none of that. It's that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've never raised a lesbian daughter or a gay son. And I want to do the best that I can, but I'm in a whole new area. Good Lord, I've got 2 master's degrees and human service credits up the ass. I've read about gays and lesbians. I know that, 7 to 9% of the world population. The percentages don't change, so I know that it's genetic, that it's a gene. It's not, there's a small area there of a gray area where you get bisexuals and you get, people who are trying different lifestyles, but the real statistic is 7 to 9%. Well, anyway, I don't want to report until I know what the hell I'm saying, because so many of you trust me, and some of you actually lean on my experiences and advice, and you're all in jail or mental institutions. So anyway, here's what's going on. Okay, Mercy, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this because much of it has not unfolded. Mercy is a returned missionary with the Mormon Church. Okay, now, I was a Mormon for 53 years, and I know the doctrine of the Mormon Church. You are trained and taught to hate gay people. They are evil. Satan is in them. They're an abomination. They're disgusting. I've had all this, folks. You Mormons that watch me, don't lie. Don't lie. You were taught to hate the ERA when women were trying to get a right to get out and work. Well, the church told everyone those women didn't take care of their families and they were bitches and this and that. And the Mormon Church said, hey, 2 paychecks are better than 1. Go ahead, girls. Go out and work. Well, same way with the blacks. Oh, they're the seed of Cain. They put a mark on them so you wouldn't intermarry them. They're disgusting. They carry baggage. They're slaves. They shine shoes. And they're inferior. They can't drive cars. Oh my God, it went on and on with the Mormon Church. And suddenly the IRS said, hey, you know what? We're going to look at your tax exemption, your 501(c). And they got a revelation. The blacks can now have the priesthood, get married, and they're normal. Well, the last vestige, I guess, are the gays. My girl came out to me when she's 14. She's 15 now. And I have to say, because I'm going to say it to you because it may help. It may help you, and it may help your kids and the world in general. Abigail has always been a little bit masculine. She liked track. Not all girls that run, especially my ex-wives. They ran like hell. So, my Janet said, David didn't even have to be in bed with me. He just walked around the bed and I was pregnant. What a compliment. Anyway, when Abigail came out to me, she was sitting on the bed, and I was laying in my chair as usual, and she said, Dad, I just want to let you know that I'm a lesbian. And I said, honey, let me turn the TV down. I'm not quite sure what you said. She said, Dad, I'm a lesbian. Well, I heard you this time. I said, okay. What's the big deal? Well, I'm different. I said, okay. What you do with your vagina, honey, is your own business. No one else's business. You and, other people that you choose to have intimate relations with, that's between you and the person. Well, I can't tell Mom. I said, well, don't tell Mom. And I said, honey, I've got to tell Mom. She's my wife. And this is kind of a foundational part of your existence, and she is your mother. And many things that you tell me in confidence, I keep to myself. I'm a counselor, and, you know, I've heard it before. Now I'm hearing it from a daughter. Who cares? You know, the name is different on the folder. So I said, honey, I've got to tell your mom. So I'm not going to go into detail here, but it didn't go well. It did not go well. And it traumatized Abigail. She's really been traumatized that her mother won't accept her. Won't accept her. Now, here is, you Mormons, the evil part of your doctrine and the sarin gas that you leak all over your own families. There's only two ways in the Mormon Church that somebody can be a lesbian. One is, you taught them to be that way. You taught them to be a lesbian. Things that you did at home. Hell, it turned out that, you know, Abigail was doing basketball and track and other kinds of things and breakdancing and whatever, and God, we taught her to be a lesbian. So, you know, I'm leaning this in my favor. I'm telling you right now, I'm leaning this in my favor, but, you know, spare me. So I discussed with Mercy, we have to love this child. She's a little bit different. God, she still eats breakfast and she still goes to school and has friends and goes to the movies. What she does, you know, growing up in her sexuality really is not all that our business. Well, Mercy didn't see it that way. And we had more than a discussion about it. And so here's what I want to tell you that I've learned. First of all, the kids that are gay and lesbian are under enormous pressure at school because everyone's going to the dance and everyone is heterosexual, most, and the boys want the girls and the girls want the boys, and there's an organized system in our society that does not really, up till now, include gay or lesbian people. So when Abigail was speaking to me, she said, Dad, there's never been a place in the Mormon Church for me. I said, I know that. It's about time you figured that out. She said, Dad, I always felt like a fifth wheel. I knew I was gay, and nobody else appeared to be. I was different, and I heard how they thought about me, and I know how they acted towards people who were same-sex attracted. Well, anyway, worse got worse, and so Mom and I had a discussion, and I said, well, you know, you've raised this baby since she was 2 years old. You made her a lesbian. That's what your church says. That's what your church says. You know, it was influence. She was influenced to be a lesbian. She saw a vagina, and she liked it better than a penis. And you must have taught her that. That's what the Mormon Church taught you. Accept it. I said, I know it's genetic. And I know it had nothing to do with you. But you know what? Stay in your bubble. Stay in your cult. Hate your child. Well, the truth of the matter is, her brother, Dan, my good son, said, well, you know, do you want her to come down here and visit for a while? And I said, I think it would be healthy for her. And Mom did too. So Dan has been kind enough to let her be down with him and his family. Well, the situation has not changed in our family. You know, anyone that turns gay is going to be hated. So, you know, I look at vaginas a lot. I just don't want to have that punishment. So anyway, I went to visit, brought Abigail to visit with me, and Allison excluded her mom to talk to her and say, you know, when is it that you are thinking of coming back here in the family. And she said, Dad, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to come back. Now, a couple of days, that really hurt my feelings, bad. I mean, I've done nothing but drag this girl from the depths of the Philippines, bring her to the public schools, and fight for her in court, and oh my God, it's gone on and on with special education and medications and whatever, counseling, and finally, you know, the kid is a pretty decent kid, and now I can't enjoy watching her grow up. She's not going to get a driver's license because if she's not living in my family, I'm not taking responsibility for a teenager running over a small child and getting sued. If I have control of her, then I'm willing to take a chance on it, but not when somebody else has control. So here's where we're at. When she got her job, and she did very well at her job, she got up in the morning, got dressed, showed up on time, never missed a day, never called in sick, and was constantly applauded that she did well at her job. Well, when she came home, or on the way to work, she wasn't wearing her uniform. She was wearing baggy pants and a baggy t-shirt, and she didn't look like a girl. She looked like a dyke. Now, some of you are too young to know what that word means. Go look it up. She looked like a dyke. Well, she came to me and said, Dad, can I dye my hair purple, green, yellow, and brown? And I said, I'm not sure that's a good idea, honey. Well, could I get a piercing? I said, honey, you're in ninth grade. Piercings are pretty much out. What about a tattoo? I said, well, if it doesn't show, maybe. She says, well, that has to be really private. I said, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Your husband can see your tattoo. Even your dad is not going to be able to see your tattoo. So when she was in 7th grade, she came to me the first day of 7th grade, and she tried. These kids really try to be heterosexual. They're not. She says, Dad, don't tell Mom, but I want you to help me put makeup on. I said, okay. So I was doing her eyeliner and her lipstick, and, you know, she really wanted to be a girl because of the pressure of her mother and society and the Mormon church. Well, by 8th grade, she never wore makeup again. Never has, never will. And I used to play with her all the time in a swimming pool we have. And, God, we had a great time, and she swam all the time. Last year, she wouldn't go in the pool once. She didn't want to be in a bathing suit. Beautiful girl, but didn't want to be in a bathing suit. She doesn't want to be beautiful. I said, okay. I said, Abigail, I don't know anything about this. I've had 14 kids. You're the only one that's come out to me that is lesbian, and I want to learn, I want to accept you, and I want to be supportive. So you're going to have to tell me some of the things that you know that I don't know. Now, you know I'm a counselor. I have 2 master's degrees, and I've counseled a lot of people. And when I go into these things with my kids, it's the same as if I was talking to your kid. I don't see the, you know, father-daughter kind of thing. I'm looking as a counselor of, you know, the best resolution. And so I said, well, you have to tell me a little bit about this. And she said, well, Dad, in lesbianism, which I guess is a religion, it's like Mormonism, I don't know. Mormonism just keep having kids, lesbians, you know, they don't flood the world with unwanted children and welfare recipients. Anyway, she says, Dad, there's a phrase. I said, okay, what's the phrase? And she says, well, the phrase is top and bottom. I said, okay, top and bottom. I said, now, what does that phrase mean in lesbian language? Like, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt in the Mormon church. Every one of these things has its own damn language. She said, well, Dad, it means that one girl is on top and one girl is on the bottom. And she says, I'm definitely top. Now I understand. Now I understand. The old word, seeing her as a dyke, was true. The dyke is like a nigger. You don't call him a dyke anymore. It's not politically correct. But she wants to be on top. Well, what is she looking for in a girlfriend or a mate? She's looking for the bottom. She's looking for the BYU cheerleader with earrings and makeup and her little cheerleader dress and whatever. She wants a very, very feminine partner. That's the bottom. Bottom does nothing, the top does everything, I guess. So I began to understand the top and the bottom and that phrase. And one of the reasons that I exploded when she started dressing like a gangster, I mistakenly thought that the clothing she was dressing in, her baggy pants and no makeup and, you know, kind of looking like shit and a big sweatshirt on, and then her sports bra. She came in one day and I was sitting there and I said, "What happened to your boobs? They fall off?" She goes, "No." I said, "Do you have that damn sports bra on?" "Yes." I said, "You go take that thing off and put on a regular bra. You can wear it when you're in sports, otherwise no." Well, she was trying to look more and more like a boy. And many years between 6th and 7th grade, she wanted to be a boy. And she was always upset that she had a period. She was always upset that she was a girl. Well, anyway, I mistakenly took her clothes as wanting drugs, alcohol, and illicit sex and a baby. So I made her quit her job and just jumped all over her. Well, now Dad has learned. I didn't know these things. And I finally read a little bit, talked a little bit to her and whatever. I said, "Now, honey, maybe what I'm not understanding, let me see if I can summarize this. The clothing that you're wearing is not for drugs and alcohol and bad friends. No." And I drug tested her. Came up totally negative. And it was an expensive test. It went across the line. No drugs. No drinking, no alcohol, no whatever. So I said, "Honey, the clothes that you're wearing, are they signals, signs, tokens, and symbols to attract a bottom lesbian?" She says, "That's exactly what it is, Dad. Mormons wear their garments to find other Mormons. I'm just wearing the clothes that the bottoms know I'm a top." Oh, shit. So I overreacted. I thought with 14 kids, I have one drug addict. He's 35 now. And he was a drug addict when he was in 11th grade. And I could see with this clothing, the gangster draw. So I panicked. I said, no job, no this, no that. Take your computer, take your cell phone, etc. If I had known, like I do now, that that is the way an upper dresses, she is trying to attract friends. I have to accept that. So when I picked her up the other day, she came out in her lesbian clothing. I don't give a shit. Get in the car, let's go get an ice cream. And we had a very nice time and a very good visit and whatever. So, I learned. And if this helps you with your friends, brothers, sisters, children, I would be glad. Because a lot of people are not going to express these confidential things. That's not confidential. Hell, everyone's got a penis except me. That makes me different. And everyone has a vagina. Come on. What you do with that is your own damn individual business. And me as a counselor, good Lord, there's such a variation in sexuality with human beings, from society to society and tribe to tribe and, religion to religion. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is we have to be tolerant, we have to be loving, we have to be kind. These are not evil, wicked people. They're people that were born with a genetic difference than you and I, perhaps. And, my dentist, he's Mormon, and I was over there the other day, and he's a Mormon. And he says the typical things that all the Mormons say. Well, maybe it's just a phase. Let me tell you something. When I was 11 or 12 and started masturbating because I liked vaginas, it wasn't a stage. It was there for good. So the Mormons, they try to make this shit up. It's not true. He says, well, maybe she'll outgrow it. I said, listen, doctor, let me tell you something here. And don't hurt me with your drill when I tell you the truth here. If you and I were in this room and the most beautiful girl, I'm sorry, the most beautiful man walked in. He's one of the Chippendales, is that what they call him there in Las Vegas? Maybe the chocolate chip, I don't know what he is, but he's good looking and he's buff. And he strips down naked and he says to me and you, hey, you want to fool around? I look at the dentist. Now he's probably about 50. I said, what do you think you're going to go? He said, no, I'm not interested. Bring me a vagina. I said, me too. I'm not interested. They're not going to outgrow this, people. It is who they are. Now, there's many people, and sad, that are gay and or lesbian, and they try to act heterosexual for most of their life. They get married. They have 2 or 3 kids, and then one of them will run off with a same-sex lover. Because if we had accepted them when they were young, they wouldn't have felt that pressure. And Abby said to me the other day, she said, Dad, I'd like to have 1 or 2 kids, but I'm going to adopt them. I said, that's okay. I said, you can get artificial sperm and put into you too, artificial. What do you call I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, I donated sperm once. Well, more than once. I have 14 kids, so there were many donations, but I did donate to a Boston sperm bank. And my boys are still there. They kept trying to charge me for the condo of liquid nitrogen they were in, but I said, hell no. They're big enough now. It's been 10, 15 years. Tell them to get a job. So anyway, my sperm are climbing on the side. Daddy. Anyway, or maybe, you know, I have children that I don't know about. Anyway, let's be kind to our children. If you're Mormon, get the hell out of that bubble. Get the hell out of that cult. Anyone that trains you or teaches you to hate is evil. That's why the Muslims blow themselves up trying to kill us, is because they believe religion has told them to do that. And the Mormons have now been told that gay people are the ones to hate. Well, the church is shifting a little bit. You see this, you see that, you see more and more states coming in, and you'll see in the next 5 or 10 years the Mormons are going to be stuck with temple marriage. They're going to lose their 501(c) waiver of taxes if they don't allow same-sex couples in their temple. So anyway, I wanted to update you on Abigail. I didn't want you to think I was embarrassed or humiliated. I just don't want to come on this program and bullshit that it's something I don't know. It's not something that I experience. It's something, oh, I heard Jim say his wife's sister, Nancy, you know. I'm not like that. I want to see it and I want to hear it, because there's so many of you that will watch me and say, you know, I think the guy is probably telling the truth. So anyway, hopefully this will flatten out in our family over a period of time. But if you're hating your same-sex children, there's a good chance they're going to kill themselves, and it's going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault. No child kills themselves if they come in and watch TV with you and you have your arm around them and you tell them good things about themselves for self-esteem. One other thing, Abigail kept saying to me, don't call me beautiful. She is. She's strikingly beautiful. And she says, I don't want to be beautiful. See, uppers are not beautiful. The tops are not beautiful. The bottoms are. And so she was trying to get me adjusted to seeing her as smart, intelligent. She's still pretty much a straight-A student. And she's a good kid. She's not in any kind of trouble at all. It's just her mother belongs to a cult that has trained parents to hate same-sex children. Sad world. Hopefully I've helped a little bit. Thanks.